had no idea about the Sun Bowl tournament. I knew about the football game, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, I'd watched it on television a ton of times, and our family, big football family, and so I didn't even know they did a basketball tournament. And then last year, obviously with the schedule, the Sun Bowl tournament was on there, so learned about the history and tradition of this tournament, and then was just blown away by it, the hospitality and the way it's put on last year. Just thought it was an incredible event. I remember leaving the event after Bradley beat us, and there was about 20 Bradley boosters there after the game, and we were talking, and they were just so thankful for everything and the experience that they had here in the city of El Paso. So I think it says a lot about our city. I think it says a lot about the committee that puts this on. It's obviously in conjunction with a great football game. I know they're excited about UCLA and Pitt this year. We got a great football game. At the same time, we're proud partners to partner up with them on the basketball side of it. You know, I wish they would let me do the scheduling. Unfortunately, they don't communicate with me on that. I think I would have some different teams here than with the ones that they pick. But at the same time, it's difficult for these guys. The game of basketball has changed. I don't know if you guys in the media probably understand it too, or maybe you don't. But the days of Power Fives coming into these things are over. You know, these Power Fives now, they play on these neutral court events. They only go out of town maybe once or twice the whole season. They stay at home now. And so I know this thing was built with getting a bunch of Power 5 teams here in the past, but I think what the committee has done is they've adjusted to that, and they've brought in some really good mid-major teams. We have 3 terrific mid-major basketball teams that we brought in. I think one, Kent State, is ranked 30th or something in the net right now. Some consider the best mid-major team in the country. Obviously, New Mexico State, I firsthand know how good they are, played them twice, and then I've watched enough tape on North Carolina A&T that I don't need to watch them anymore, you know? So it's going to be a terrific tournament, excited about it, and we're happy to be a part of it.
Questions?
Coach, your roster right now features a lot of continuity, and you guys have everybody back. Talk about having everybody here ready for the tournament.
Yeah, second game that we'll have our whole roster healthy. We're still not completely healthy. You know, John is still going through some stuff, and Otis, but they're playing. They're showing some grit and some toughness and playing. So again, this will be the second time we've had our full roster. I think that helps as a coach. Anytime you have competition and you have depth on your roster, it helps you with the accountability piece. So I'm excited about that. You know, going into the Sun Bowl tournament and obviously starting conference play again after Christmas. I think to have our whole roster is again moving in the right direction. So that we thought coming into this season that was going to be a strength of our team, our depth. It hasn't really played out that way early this season because of some adversity and injuries. But hopefully we're getting that. We're getting healthy and getting better off the floor stuff and getting to where our whole roster can be available to us.
In terms of what you see from NCAA on film, you said you watched quite a bit of it.
Yeah, you know, they first of all they look like a Power 5 team, man. They have really good size. Their guards are big. They're very talented. They're physical. They just look like a very mature team. Their guard play is really good. It reminds me of Conference USA guard play. They have 3 guards, number 3, number 4, and 24. I think they score 51 of their 72, 73 points. So a lot of it comes from those 3 guys, and they can score from all 3 levels, especially 3 and 24. I think 24 shoots 44% or 45% from the 3. So terrific 3-point shooter, and then 3 and 4 can go get a basket anywhere on the floor. So anytime you have really good guard play, it's scary. We have faced that over the last 2 or 3 weeks. We did not do a good job of that at New Mexico State and versus DePaul. We did a much better job against La Tech, getting back to who we want to be defensively. So we'll be challenged with that. With those 3 guards, they kind of play a deliberate pace on the offensive defensive end. They kind of slow you down a little bit. And so, you know, we're going to have to do a good job of taking care of the basketball. Every possession is going to matter. And we're going to have to be ready for whatever they throw at us defensively. So I like their team. I think they bring back a bunch from last year's team that was really good. They obviously had a coaching change right before the season started, but I think Phillips come in and done a great job, terrific job of riding the ship and keeping it going in the right direction. They just came off a tournament in Vegas where they beat Texas Southern in overtime and then lost to Norfolk State. And if you know anything about Norfolk State in the last couple of years, really good basketball program, and it was a tie game in the last minute. So a terrific ball club. We'll have to play really good basketball to win.
You all make a lot of free throws in practice. How is it translating it into the game? How do you do that?
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, I think you just got to continue to practice them. You got to continue to put pressure on them in practice to make free throws. the positive, Adrian, is we're getting to the free throw line. You know, that's the narrative I want out there. You know, we average almost 27 free throw attempts a game. We're one of the top in the country at getting to the free throw line, and I think that's a strength of our team. And so we'll continue to do that, and we're going to make free throws. We'll win games. You know, you look back at the La Tech game, it went exactly how we wanted it to go. We hold them to 29% from the floor. We only give them 4 threes, and we turn them over 20 times. And then we got to the free throw line 37 times. So that was exactly how the game went. We just want to make a few more free throws, you know. But you make 10 more free throws and shoot 60% from the free throw line, you win the game by 15. So again, we're getting to the free throw line. We just got to do a better job of getting up there and making them. And you know, you don't want to talk about it too. You don't want to over talk it with it. I mean, I don't want it to become mental. You know, I mean, we got guys that can make free throws. They just need to step up there and make them. I also think if we can get off to a better start at the free throw line, it's contagious. You know, I think you look at the other night. I'm not so sure anybody wanted to go to the free throw line. You know, you had 7,000 people that had the answers on how to shoot free throws, right? And nobody could make a free throw. And I damn sure couldn't get out there and make them. You know, my eligibility's up. I don't know if I wanted to shoot them either. You know, so the pressure just kept mounting as you missed them. And I looked at some toughness down the stretch by Otis. You know, he missed. It becomes a one-possession game. It's a 3-point game. He steps up to the line, misses his first one, and then it's a lot of pressure, right? 12 seconds left, and he's got to make it a 2-possession game. And he made the free throw, so that was some toughness right there on his part. So that answer your question. Just gonna keep working on it.
Yes.
They damn sure ain't free, like they say, right?
Obviously, I think the matchup everybody would like to see in the final, if it happens, is New Mexico State UTEP for a third time. Just, are you selling that to your players at all?
Absolutely not. You know, I mean, we got enough to worry about with North Carolina A&T, and I mean that, man. That's not coach talk, man. They're a really good basketball team. They deserve our full attention, and if we don't play well, we'll get beat tomorrow night, man. These guys are good. Their guards are good. They're well coached. I know that this coming to this tournament's a big deal for them, and I think I just talked to Coach in the hallway. I think they've been here previously and really enjoyed their experience here, and so they're back again. And you know, they want to win. They want to play the championship game. They're just coming off a tournament in Vegas, so they've played in that kind of atmosphere. So our full attention and full focus is on North Carolina A&T.
Can you talk about just the importance of trying to win this tournament? This is the home tournament for UTEP, and just the importance of trying to come out victorious.
Yeah, again, man, we're just trying to get this program back going, Adrian, in the right direction, you know. And I think you look last year, we made the championship game, but we got beat by Bradley and a really, really good basketball team. And again, bad scheduling by the Sun Bowl committee. But you know, we ended up winning 20 games, you know, for the first time in a long time. There were a lot of firsts that happened, you know, last year that we haven't done in a long time. And then again, I didn't know this till we won the other night. It's the first time in 7 years we've started 1-0 in conference play. So we've only won this tournament. I think it was 2019 we won it, and we haven't won it, you know, once in 6 years. And so. You know, that's not acceptable, man. You know, when you're UTEP, and we're going to continue to get this program back to where it belongs. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes some time, but we got to start winning tournaments like this, you know, and we got to start beating teams, you know, to win a great tournament. So there's steps to the process of building this program back. I think we're heading in the right direction with that, but at the same time, man, we got to start doing. You know, we're doing some things, but one. Box to check would definitely be hosting the trophy of the Sun Bowl tournament.
What would you say to the casual fan who's kind of teeter-tottering whether or not to come to these games, these 4 games this coming week?
Yeah, it's a difficult time, right? I mean, it's Christmas. There's a lot going on. Everybody gets tied around the wallet this time of year, you know, because we got Christmas gifts to buy, and those ain't cheap, you know. So, but I think the Sun Bowl committee does a terrific job with fair prices on tickets. I think it's great where they have it priced, and so I think it's very affordable for a family to come see, and I think you're going to see 2 really, really good games each day with 4 really, really good mid-major basketball programs and teams that will be competing in their leagues. At the top of their leagues. And so any basketball fan out there, you know, I also know parents get a little restless this time of year with the kids with no school, right? And so kids are back home and they're eating a lot of candy and they're fired up and the parents mom and dad need a break. Well, why not come to the Dawn, right? And let them have 3.5, 4 hours to run around, cheer, yell, you know, yell at me, yell at our players, yell at the refs, whoever, man, right? But get out and have a little fun, you know. And also, I think it helps, man, the better crowds we have to these games, the better representation reputation it is on our city and our tournament, and the easier sell for the committee to go out in the following years and get teams to come here. So I just encourage them. We, from the press conference on, we've encouraged our fans to come to our games. We're leading Conference USA right now in attendance. I think that's awesome. I'm excited about that. Our crowds are getting better, but the envelope still needs to be pushed, right? We still got half our arena that's empty, and I won't stop talking about it, right, until we fill that thing up on a consistent basis, because that's UTEP basketball, right, and that's where it belongs. And so, but I encourage all fans to come out. It's going to be cold and chilly, and come watch some great basketball.
Any more questions? Anybody? Thank you very much, Coach.
You guys got it, man. Thank